Hey everyone, what's going on? Greg here again from Team Blast. One of my local SEO clients is up 66.8% in phone calls year over year for December. I want to go over a couple of things that I've been doing with them, and maybe this can help you get more phone calls for your business. So here is your standard view within Google My Business. You can see they had 342 phone calls. They're up 66.8. One thing to understand is that today is January 2nd. It usually takes about 5 business days for Google My Business to finalize the number. So I expect this number actually to keep growing just a little bit. So when you pull your numbers, just wait a few days. I'm making this video early because I already know it's going to be up. It's probably going to be up a little bit higher than 66%, but still a very good month for them. So when I look at my local SEO clients, I actually focus a lot on people viewed your business profile because this will tell me how people are actively finding my client or my potential client and what the percentage is. So what I care about is I want the majority, 70% or more, to be from Google search. So what I mean by that is that if you Google something like HVAC near me or movers near me or dentist near me, anything else like that, you want to be in the top 3 positions because that's going to be where the majority of the phone calls take place. Um, Google Maps is if you click on more businesses or do a map search, now you're looking at 20 plus different competitors. I see this all the time. Companies will reach out to me and say, I have all these views and I'm up year over year, but I'm not getting any phone calls. And when I look at their account, 70% or more is from map search, which is why they're not getting the phone calls. You got to be the majority on Google search. I'm going to go over that in a little bit more detail when I show the scans. So, what was done? I use a tool called Local Falcon to run weekly heat map scans for their target keywords. Their target keywords is their first party data within Google My Business. I'm making sure that we're maintaining our high share of local voice. That's position 1, 2, or 3. That allows us to be on page 1 of Google in their target radius so they get the most phone calls. Next, I expanded their local Falcon heat map to 3 miles to get more granular for the analysis. So initially, when we started together, we did 1 mile, then we did 1.5 because where they are in Brooklyn, New York, very densely populated. So you don't have to get too far from a radius scan, but we improved that from 1 mile to 1.5 to 2, then eventually 3. And I'm looking for more neighborhoods that I can flip. I do this with all my local SEO clients too. I always start a little bit smaller with the radius. And once we feel pretty confident that we have a high share of local voice, we move the radius a little bit further. And then we're going to look for more towns or cities or neighborhoods that we can kind of flip. Flipping them gives them more impressions. Impressions then lead to more phone calls. Next, I review the AI suggestions from Local Falcon. I find this to be helpful. It's a good starting place. I would say if you're new to local SEO, definitely use the AI feature. It can be helpful for you to understand what to do next. But I also do a lot of individual competitor analysis. So I'll look at their website. I'll look at within SEMrush keywords that they're ranking for. I also look at their Google My Business map, but also do other things too, like Apple Maps and Bing Maps too. I'm always looking for what other competitors are doing, what service areas that they provide, and look for where we can maybe either expand or we can potentially outrank them. So it's always an ongoing battle with that. Next is ran additional keyword scans and secondary terms. So I use their first party data again to look at keywords that are driving impressions and searches to their account. But then I will look at a keyword that say only gets, let's say, 20 or 30 impressions per month. I'll run a local Falcon scan for that, and I realize that maybe they're at a 7% share of local voice. So for me, if I can double that, get to 14, that should then essentially double the impressions, which again is high quality traffic, which should lead to more phone calls too. Next is create numerous updates throughout the month. So I'm always posting what the business is doing with photos and always making the call to action to call now. That's what they want. They want more phone calls, and that's a great way to do that. Next, I go through their website. I use a tool called ClearScope. I also use SEMrush too, just to update the content on an ongoing basis. Make sure our content score is very strong so it matches with our Google Maps profile and more. So there's even more than just this. I haven't even talked about local backlinks or anything else like that, but these are the core things that I did throughout the month to achieve the 66.8% increase in phone calls. Now, this is hard to see the heat map scans, but this is how my thought process works. I look for dots that are positioned 4 and 5, and I look to see if I can flip them from a month over month basis. So if I can flip certain dots, especially if you're looking at the bottom right of this view, you can see in this part of Brooklyn, I've been able to really flip that part to get to more position 1, 2, and 3. Again, it's a little bit of an increase, allows more phone calls for them. So this is for one of their target keywords. Here's another view too. It's a little bit easier to see because there's less red now on this, but it's the same thought process. In October, I run the keyword scan for one of their target keywords, and on the right is the results in December. So what I do is I have another computer next to me when I do this analysis. I zoom into the neighborhoods and the towns or the cities. I look for population, and I also look for ways that, okay, these are the dots I really want to flip because those will have the biggest opportunity to get more phone calls. and then I'll work on that within the Google Maps account. I might even suggest getting on local Chamber of Commerce sites or similar backlink opportunities too, because I'm really trying to prove to Google and Bing and Apple that we are a local business and we serve these areas. So it's really important to kind of tie in everything together with that. Here's just another scan that I did. So this is a 3 mile radius, and it's the same thought process. I expand that from 1 to 1.5 to 2 to now 3 miles. And when I run these scans, I then look at those neighborhoods. I'm saying, okay, what are dots 4 and 5 and 6? Those are my targets. Because if I can flip those dots to position either 1, 2, or 3, that's a page 1 of Google listing. That's what's going to result in the most impressions and most high quality impressions, which will then lead to phone calls. Because again, if you're on your mobile phone, you search for one of their target keywords and you find them in that map pack, you're going to be more inclined to give them a call. So anyway, that's the report in just a pretty quick, view. 66.8% increase in phone calls. They've been having a great year in 2024 with more phone calls. And a lot of it's just constantly reviewing the data, looking for opportunities to flip, and then expand to secondary keywords. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. And as always, have a good rest of your day.